Hey guys, this is Derek, Tech Advisor. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to put out a $2,500 US market currency build for gaming / streaming and content creation. With a $2,500 budget, I believe you can definitely have more headroom to put in nicer parts. But if you live in the, let's say for example in Australia like where I am, things can get a little bit tricky. So I will be posting both currencies in the link in the description once the video is done, showcasing both prices, Australia and America, also for both AMD and Intel. But today I'll be strictly focusing on full AMD build, so let's dive right into it, shall we? So for the CPU, with a $2,500 budget, there's no better CPU out here at the moment on AMD platform, and that is the 7950X. Since we are doing content creation, I believe this is the best CPU for the budget that we're working with at the moment. But later on in the video description, I will post a couple of other CPUs that I think will be a better suit if you were to build this PC for gaming. But I'm gonna focus mainly for content creation, streaming, and a little bit of gaming. Next up, with this budget, we have to choose a motherboard. So there's four options with AMD. So that's your A620. Sorry, I was thinking about the older generation stuff. B650, B650E, and your X670 and X670E. Oh, sorry, no, that's 4 chipsets. That was my bad. But yeah, generally a main board doesn't require it to cost a lot. If it has the basic features like 4 memory DIMM slots that can go up to 192 gigabytes in terms of capacity, maximum capacity, a couple of M2 slots, built-in Wi-Fi, and a couple of PCIe expansion slots, then you should be good. So I reckon for this budget, sure, I can fit in a X670E, but for me, I would definitely go with a B650 because I don't really utilize all of these features that X670E has to offer, so it'll be a waste on me. But we're not going for a white build. So personally, I'll choose the Asus TUF Gaming plus Wi-Fi because it has all the basic needs that I mentioned earlier. Since the 7950X doesn't have a stock cooler included in the box, because AMD thinks that we're going to be using an aftermarket cooler anyways, there's only other 3 options to pick from here. There's 1 air tower, 2 liquid cooling, and 3 water cooling. Personally, if you're a first time builder, I generally recommend you going for a air tower because it has less cables, easy to install, and less, room for error. Whereas a liquid cooling and custom water cooled takes time, a little bit more hassle to install. Instead of having just the 1 cable for the fans, you have 2. So for me, for this purpose of this build, I'm focusing on the new builder here. So I recommend going with something like a Noctua NHD15 Chromax because A, it's quiet, B, it removes the heat very efficiently. I have 1 in my PC. I have 2 PC actually. 1 is liquid cooling and 1 is air tower, which is the NHD15 Chromax, and I love the Chromax on the Noctua, so I will be going with this one today because I feel like it will be a better fit to cool the 7950X without compromising anything else. Now, I'll generally go for the memory next, but since graphics card pricing is all over the place right now, I will go for the graphics card because I feel like the video card is the most important component in terms of gaming, streaming, and content creation as well as the processor, sure, but the GPU is like a bread and butter of every build. For the price of 2500 USD, I know we can fit in a 7900 XT, which is what I'm going to find to see on the PC part picker list to see what prices are there. I generally personally go for the Hellhound because of its reliability, amazing cooling performance, and also looks. There's other brands like XFX, Sapphire, Asus, Gigabyte, ASRock, MSI, but I haven't worked with them that much. I mainly worked on power color because I do have a full AMD build, and for GPUs on my second build I have a Gigabyte card. Yeah, so this is the one I'm going for here, guys, which is about 750 on the PC part picker. So let's add that to card. But if you must have an Nvidia card or fancy an Nvidia card, the best card right now is a 4080 Super, or if you can find one, a 4090. Right now 4090 prices are very high and stocks are quite limited, so I would avoid that and go for like the 7900 XT, which is comparable in terms of performance and has more value too. Next, we're going for memory, so this is easy for me. I generally try to avoid kits without RGB because generally they put a price hike on RGB kits. Secondly, the speed. AMD in general loves fast frequency, so anything around 6000 megahertz and above is more than enough for AMD. Lastly, if you want a low profile kit or not, since we do have a Noctua NHD15 and I don't know whether if it will fit comfortably in the case or not, my safe bet is to go with the Corsair Vengeance LPX, the 32 gigs, and I'm gonna opt for the 6000 megahertz. So let's add that to the card. Okay, next is the storage. Despite on what your use case scenario is, 2 terabytes should be plenty for gaming system nowadays, and as well as operating system. But you can always throw in more storage later down the track as well. But for me, since I want to go all out with the $2,500 build, I'm gonna go with a 2 terabyte 990 Pro. Sorry, I just realized I have a new one, and as well as a 4 terabyte 990 Pro SSD as my main storage, because I know we can afford it. Let me just find it in the card. Here you go, found it. Alright, cool. Next up is the case. And for me, cases are subjective. And also, it's very important in terms of customization and looks. I love Corsair cases. Sorry guys, but I'm a Corsair fan. There's nothing wrong with it. I have the 5000D, and it cools my 13900K nicely too. So I'm gonna stick with that case today. But there's other options such as your O11 dynamic, NGXT flow cases, etc. But this is the best one so far, in my opinion. The 5000D airflow. Power supplies with the 7950X and a 17900 XT. I generally recommend 1000 watts, just to be on the safe side, so you can have room for expansion later on in the future. So, as I said earlier, I'm a Corsair fan, So I'm gonna pick a Corsair RM1000X, which is the exact power supply I'm running in my second PC, believe it or not. So that brings the budget to $2,500. 2,500. So basically 2586.88 after tax. So yeah, I will be also creating a Intel list and Nvidia as well, if you guys fancy Intel and Nvidia. But generally, this is the best AMD, full AMD PC you can buy in 2024 right now with $2,500 budget. Since the Corsair cases does not have enough fans, it only comes included with 2. I generally recommend picking up a free case fan pack, or like a 6 if you can find one, from brands like Corsair, Lee & Lee's, all that stuff. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. I know this is quick and dirty, but since this is my first attempt of creating the video, I hope you guys like it. Please, if you like it, please consider hitting the like button and subscribe. I'll be greatly appreciated, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.